Okay. So I understand these passion points. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you the questions that I asked Sam Gishuru, because now umefika hiyo level kwa your career where you're crisscrossing the country.
Yeah.
This from the external perspective sounds so exciting, whatever. But saa zingine ni kazi. And does it take a toll on your life?
Well, it does.
30 countries across Africa, and we're not talking about Nairobi City.
And then some of the countries you do them more than once a year.
Okay.
It takes a toll. Okay, of course, out of the 30 countries, you don't visit all 30, but there are those key ones that you have to visit, and it takes a toll on you because you have to visit them several times a year, and for some, you visit them for different projects.
Like an essay. I'm an essay, you're not even touching an essay.
At that time, so initially, we were not touching essay, but at some point, there was restructuring of the company operating system. So at some point, the head office was moved to essay.
Yep. It's
so
why
we're reporting to essay.
Oh, it's like now why Coke is no longer in Upper Hill. Or let me say a lean team is there.
Yes.
The headquarters left.
They actually moved to Lavington. It's a smaller team. So it takes a toll on you. Okay, let me tell you. So there's what people used to see when we are going to essay, for example, because there's a company policy that, and it's a policy with several multinationals, that flights over 3 hours you do business class. So our flights to essay were business class. So you'd see us posting, we're at the business lounge at JKIA, chilling just before taking a flight to essay. What you don't see, is when we get on that plane and you hear that announcement that now we've reached that level where you can take off your seatbelt and all that. Us guys, we take out our laptops and we work. Let me tell you how bad it is. There was a time we had a small department meeting in business class on the flight.
What?
There are several times when someone who you want to talk to about a project at work, but your calendars are not syncing, and the only time they sync, business lounge ya JKIA mkingojea ndege. That's what people never used to see. And now you go maybe to essay and you're doing a conference. While you're at the conference, emails from the other markets are still checking in. You are there for a marketing thing, but all the other functions of the business, they're still sending you emails. So when you leave the conference during the day, when you go to your hotel room, you're on your laptop till like past midnight. And then the next morning, you go back for the conference. Those are those things that people never used to see. So it can take a toll on you.
And now from a personal perspective, that must affect exactly what you're talking about with, where were you before Mo Sound? With Carnivore.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you gave job.
Do you know when I was joining Coca-Cola, you know that joke of those guys who do exams and then ask for extra papers. So when I was joining Coca-Cola, there's one of the forms you fill where you have to fill in the places you've worked. I asked for 3 more because mine was long. So it takes a toll on you, and you have to be very careful about how you balance it. So I think one of the factors that can make you survive is it depends on at what level are you in your family. Like for example, are your kids at that age where they need a lot of attention, or are your kids already at that age where, I'll give you another example. If you're one of those who has to be moved from country to country, how many schools will your child go to?
Okay, you're talking about our family.
Yeah. So there are all those things that you have to look at. Let me tell you, there's some time when things are relaxed, things are calm, and you're in the country for a long time. Then travel start. Let me tell you, there was a time when I'd traveled so much in a short time that even my wife, if you asked her, she'd tell you, I've left the country, but she's not sure what country I'm in at that point. You know, like I'd be somewhere and I'm on WhatsApp with her, and then she asks me like, where are you again? You know. Then there was a time when I had to leave a country and go to another one. You know that time, because Kenya is a hub, so Kenya becomes like a stopover. You're at the airport waiting for your next flight.
In your own country.
In your own country, and you're trying to figure out, can I dash home? I'm a traffic will just catch me.
Mombasa Road, Nduthi.
You know. No, you know at that time you're not thinking Nduthi.
Yeah, of course.
Then, not because there was no, okay, whether there was Nduthi or not, at that time you're not thinking Nduthi, because at that time, with Coca-Cola, the way the system is, all you do is request the travel agency to get you transport. So they'll come for you there, take you home, and then bring you back, you know. But at that time, you're calculating the time, you're like, no, I won't make it. So the trick, or at that point you think it's the trick, you've bought things from whatever country you are in. So when you get to the airport, you offload that one bag and then get out and get a cab or a friend to pick the bag and take it home because you've bought your family presents. But you see, the challenge is, at some point you'll start noticing they don't want those presents.
They want presents.
They want presents. Presents. Yeah.
Ukwe huko.
Ukwe hapo.
Yeah.
So it starts taking a toll on you. Then, like I said, depending on where you are in your professional career, and also depending on where your family is at. And
unfortunately, those things don't come for a lot of people when you're single.
Yeah.
You get, because the experience that you need to be at that stage, it takes, you see how long you've been given your story. You don't just get straight out of high school or uni into a position like that.
And I always try and tell young people, especially people who don't have, in fact, this is how I describe it. For people who don't even have a fish at home, you know, something that depends on you. You don't even have a cat or fish that depends on you. Use your time to get as much experience and connections, contacts as possible, because they'll help you in your later life, and they'll also teach you. They'll teach you a lot, and it may sound arrogant when I say this, and I'm really hoping people will understand. As you go on, either to do with age or experience, it stops becoming about money. It stops becoming about money. And at some point you start making decisions that are not money based. You see, like when I was talking about, I would have gone to Safaricom for them to beat this offer. But then at that point it's beyond money. It's about what will I get exposed to here versus what will I get exposed to here. So you look at this, I'll get exposed more, and even if the money is smaller, the money can still grow and beat whatever you'd have gotten here. You know, so growth first. So I stayed at Coca-Cola for 3 years, and we did so many trips. We did so many trips around Africa especially, but it was an amazing experience in terms of a lot of learnings. Again, you go back to now understanding each market's contribution to the Africa bottom line. You start understanding why some countries are clustered this way, some are clustered this way. You start understanding. Let me give you like an example. You know the Coca-Cola company, like the company that sits here in Kenya or the company that sits in South Africa, they're actually marketing companies. They're marketing services companies. The company that produces the sodas is different from the marketing company. And this marketing services company is contracted by the company in Atlanta to market this brands.
Yes.
So this company is not structured or allowed to earn income. It's paid a fee from Atlanta.
It's a marketing company.
So the bottlers
are the earners.
They're the ones who make money, but they don't pay any money this way to the Coca-Cola company here.
Yes.
You get?
I get that. That's so deep.
There's another company, and I'm trying to remember its name. There's another company there that is given a license by the mother company to produce the raw material that then, for sake of understanding, the powder that then these bottling companies around the world buy to make the product.
Yeah.
So that company pays a license to that company, and this company pays a marketing fee to this company where us guys were working.
Yeah. That is so genius. Wasa la 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 la. Okay, there is the main company. Let's call this baby in Atlanta. So the baby in Atlanta is all things Coke or Coke Fanta. Just for now, let's just call it Coke. So that company. So Nairobi Bottlers, which was owned by Chris Kirubu, is the one which would package. It would get the license. It would get the powder, and then create this.
So they'll get that. They'll get the formula, so they know. So they know the formula. They know they know the brand guidelines, and we as a marketing services company also make sure we guide them on the brand guidelines and all.
Yes.
But we have no formal contract. We have an association. It's like you have so and so working for you. You have so and so working for you. You make them work together, but they don't have a contract between the two of them. They all report to you in different ways.
Yeah. And you keep them on toes, and they keep you on toes.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love is you guys are not allowed to make money.
Yes.
You're a marketing agency.
Yes.
You're spenders.
We're a marketing services company.
Okay, so let me ask this before we come to World Cup. So what is it about our environment that made Coke pick up and leave? Or is it just a global decision?
I'm not so sure I can answer that correctly.
Okay.
Because
of my NDAs?
Not necessarily that. Not necessarily that. But because I may not be privy to the right answer to that, but it also has to do with ease of doing business in the country.
Okay. Because I mean, by the time you are investing in infrastructure in Upper Hill, which is real estate wise one of the most expensive places in Africa. You know that? Upper Hill is one of the most expensive per acreage, one of the most expensive plots, or let's just say places to put up real estate. So by the time Coke was investing in it, I'm sure they were thinking long term.
Let me show you how they were thinking long term. Now, if you look at that building from Google Maps, it's a bottle top.
What?
It's a bottle top.
So the ease of doing business.
Ease of doing business, I think, is the main thing.
Yani, we lost Coke. Gava, amka. No, I'm serious.
No, let me tell you, and it's something that we need to address. And and sorry to take this back,
No, take
but
it.
I have to say this,
That's why I asked.
When did we have the post-election violence? 2007, 2008.
Yep.
There's some guys from either US or the UK who are planning to come to Kenya in 2008 January to shoot a film. And the story goes that because of post-election violence, they had to quickly think of another place to shoot the film. So they went to South Africa. When they went to South Africa, because now we had post-election violence, but they had already spent on on things to do with Kenya. Bookings that they had made in Kenya.
Yep.
And
Depots and things.
Yeah, and quite an amount of that they couldn't get back, you know. When they went to South Africa, and this is a story I was being told by Rani Jamal. She's a big time promoter here in Kenya, and she's the one who was dealing with them. She took them to South Africa because that was the next country that made sense. And as they were shooting in South Africa, now they're incurring extra costs that were out of their budget. As they are shooting in South Africa, government people went to check out what they are doing. So that you know the difference between other countries and Kenya. Government guys went to check out what they were doing, and they asked them a bunch of questions. So they found out that they were meant to shoot in Kenya, but because of post-election violence, they had to switch to South Africa. So you know the way you have an accountant on location, like the production accountant.
Yeah.
So the government was like, let us know how much it's costing you to do this production in South Africa. Like, just do your accounting, do your all your paperwork, you know. And it's important also for government to know these guys who are coming in, how much are they spending,
how much they're bringing, yeah.
You know. So some days before they left, after doing the project for a long time, the government gave them 30% of their budget as cash back.
No way.
Like a thank you for coming to bringing this to South Africa.
No way.
Where do you think those guys will shoot from their own?
And not only they, imagine the amount of referrals that they are going to give.
Exactly.
While here, we had a multinational leave our country because of ease of doing business.
Do you know even up to last year, there was a major TV production studio that wanted to come to Kenya to shoot a major thing outside of Nairobi. Let me not say what county.
Yeah.
But the governor of that county asked for 100 million.
Okay, don't start telling me things like this.
And the sad part, and this can get me in trouble for saying it, but I have to say it. The sad part was, no one in national government could stop that governor from asking for that money. Like, national government knew that this person is asking for that money, and they couldn't do anything.
Why couldn't they do anything?
Why are you asking for 100 million? Who are you? What do you want to do with 100 million? Like, there has to be like,
why are you asking?
When is it enough?
Yeah.
My point being, in Kenya, there are a lot of things that need to change if we say we want to be a hub of corporates, of major projects being done in the country. You know, I'll give you another very quick example. In my post-employment life, there's a project that I'd wanted to do, so I registered a company to do it, but I kept on getting challenges in this project, so I applied to close the company. Now, I would have expected, or rather I would have hoped that when closing the company, someone from government would have asked me,
why are you closing?
Why are you closing? What are the challenges? You know, just to know
how
business
do we improve?
environment.
Yes, exactly.
But I get a letter to close this company.
You need to pay
what that you need to pay it. I'm like, this is not how to do it. Find out why. Maybe see if you can help me. Because if you can help me do what I need to do,
you get more chums.
You get more chums from me. I'll employ people probably, you know.
Just think about, from a GDP perspective, Coke's exit, what that meant.
Yeah. Because imagine that exit goes with so many jobs, and that's what pays you an income for the government that just goes like that.
This is sad. Okay.
And of course, you know, it's not just Coke.
Yeah.
It's many companies.
In fact, I'm just like, I'll say it. It's by I don't even know by a thread that the UN is here. It's by a thread that the UN hasn't left this place. You get? And Ethiopia wanafunguka because you have to understand God has placed Kenya in such an amazing place. So our weather, we're on the equator, our weather is amazing. Our location to any other country. Think about South Africa to Nigeria, just plane ticket alone. You're talking about 3 to 5 hours going to SA. You get? Think about the distance it takes you 1 day from hours, literally from Kenya, from Nairobi to Accra, Nairobi to Lagos, Nairobi to Cape Town, to Joburg, to Cairo. Literally, we are so rightfully placed. But the ease of doing business.
Look at how we lost hosting the Basketball Africa League to Rwanda.
Yeah. Don't even go there.
The story goes, we were on the same table when we were offered the opportunity. But Rwanda built. We said we will build or we'll prepare. But Rwanda did it. And they hosted.
Man. Okay. Tell me then about World Cup. Just because you brought that up, and World Cup was a very huge thing. 2018.